How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I have been putting this off long enough. I'm actually feeling quite under the weather today. I had a horrible night last night. I got a scratch in my throat and yesterday afternoon that crept up on me overnight, and I woke up feeling awful after a horrible night's sleep. So I told myself I was just going to take it easy today and try and rest and get better so that I'm not feeling sick when I have to drive back to Calgary in a few days to see my little girl. But I've been doing that all morning, and I took yesterday off, basically. That was really nice. I actually got lucky out and about, drove into New Denver, and then all the way down the highway to Nakusp, and saw my little brother over at Mountaintop Coffee. So it was a nice day in that regard, and I've had lots of time to sort of go over things in my brain about what I want to do when it comes to, let's say, reimagining Lucky, which, if you're new around here, is the name of this van. And this van has been my home for the last 2 years, going on 3. This October will be my anniversary for 3 full years in the van. I'm just gonna set you down here, hang on. There we go. And I've got this opportunity out here now to work on her. Now, this all started because she needs a few little things here and there. The ceiling fan up here has got a bit of a leak in it. You can see I have it plugged with a paper towel. That's my quick solution for that. And I want to finish the paint on the outside. My diesel heater probably needs to be looked at a little bit closer because right before I got out here, it was giving me grief. And then I got to thinking that a redesign inside might be kind of cool. My van build I did entirely on my own, and it's all done from stuff I had on hand. Let me show you what I mean. So if we come over here, don't forget my glasses. That'd be my evening right there, running around wondering where I left them. Up here, as an example, these drawers, they were all from an old dresser of my grandparents that I had on hand. Just the orange drawers, even the little guy over there. Just the drawers, just the orange drawers with the white handles are from that dresser. The rest of this outline, or this marble, well, it's fake. It's like vinyl sticker or whatever. But all that white trim there, that's actually a TV stand. That's what it was. See, so right here, where the storage is, with my very small keg cup, was one side, and then the other side was right there where you would put whatever you want, speakers probably. This side I walled off right here, right, with this bigger wall here that reaches up, and that's where my spice rack is. That's just a piece of wood that I stuck to the edge there to sort of create that cubby. And then that side, I didn't do that. I actually extended it out with another piece of MDF board down there, and then made a little box with scrap wood. And the bed frame and all of that was, again, a lot of wood that was left over. The bed, actually, interestingly, the supports of the bed, so like these big chunks here, these were actually, I think, like 2x7s or some damn thing. Same thing down there, which creates that little door cubby in the back that I call the garage. That support beam here, those were all pieces of wood that actually came with the van when I bought her. She was, I'm gonna put my glasses here, let's not forget them. She was a painter's truck, and there was like this wooden shelving unit that they had installed. I ripped that out, obviously, and I saved as much of the wood as I could. And then over on this side, right, we've got, this again was a whole lot of different pieces left over from furniture, like bookshelves and IKEA little cupboards and whatnot. Same with this is what I call my water station. It was 2 of those IKEA 2-drawer dressers, and I fused them together. You can't really see it, but right there is the seam between the 2 dressers. See if you can see it this way. Yeah, a little bit, kind of right there where that slit is. Right, and that made my water station for my sink and storage, and then I built these doors onto it. And then, of course, my hanging cabinets up here, again, was all made from MDF board and cull wood that I found at Lowe's. Cull wood, if you don't know, is wood that is put on heavy discount, usually 50% off, because it's a little cockeyed. And so I was able to use that in the van. Turns out cockeyed wood kind of works perfectly when you're building a van. And one more thing, these like running boards up here, these white boards, so here that runs the length of the van, and on the other side here, that was all a very large entertainment unit. Like imagine a DVD bookcase style that I cut in half. And anyway, that's where a lot of this stuff came from, and I built it myself, and I thought it would be nice to maybe change things up now, because I've learned a lot in the last few years living in the space that I built for myself. Now, one thing that I learned really quickly the other day when I took my refrigerator out from between the driver and passenger seat, it's actually just sitting out here with the poop bucket, as it do, is it reminded me just how nice it is to have this space open up here. Now, granted, the EcoFlow's there right now, but still, when I got into the driver's seat yesterday, and it makes it feel new, right? Because the fridge has been there for so long. And the fridge is not small. It takes up a fairly decent amount of space, right? Once it's in there, and there's no room. But yeah, it's just sitting in there and getting that sense for the new space with the fridge gone really inspired me to think, all right, I gotta start changing stuff up. Now, there's not a lot in my build that I don't like. That's why I've never really done a top 5 things I hate about my van build. Now, there's a few things that I would like to change or that I regret. One of them is this hanging cabinet here, only because I've hit my head on it so much and it's a little obnoxious. But even now that I'm saying that, that may be one of the things that does stay. Also, since I was working with all that I had on hand in a very, very limited budget, this entire build is very heavy wood, right? So I don't know that weight reduction is going to be a huge part of whatever process is about to begin on Lucky. I do know that I am more than likely going to rip these drawers out, and probably the entertainment unit as well. Maybe that bottom part will stay with the bottom drawer, because then the fridge could, in theory, sit there. However, now that I'm saying that again out loud and on camera for the first time, that won't work for where I want to put Penny's litter box, which is basically right here. And down in the house, this is Miss Penny. Hello, darling. How are you? Yes, I've been talking about your litter box. Well, actually, I just mentioned it briefly. So I think I'm going to have to borrow it and go see about some measurements. Is that okay? This is my little fur baby that lives with me full-time in the van. She's a great little travel companion, and she likes taking her breaks when we get back to sticks and bricks every once in a while, right? You live in the lap of luxury. It's snowing outside today, so you just enjoy it. Let me get you some treats before I steal your pooper. I just decided to move off the pillow, did you? Here. What? Been a minute, huh? There you go. There's the crunch. There's the Captain Crunch. Job. All right, hang on. Another. Oh, good girl. Youth. What do you say? One more? Oh, you better believe it. All right. Hopefully I've calmed your nerves, but also fear not. As you know, you currently are rocking 2 litter boxes. Okay, so we left her with one. We'll borrow this one, which is the new one that I would like to start using. That's a little bit big for the area in the back where her litter box currently goes when we're in the van. So that's not too bad. Although, if we look way in the back there, if I get a flashlight, you'll see that that's the, I don't know, A, B pillar. That's a little bright. Right there. That gray part, right? So that'll prevent the litter box from sliding all the way back to the wall, which means I could, in theory, move it over this way so that the outer edge is down that side of it, and then maybe it doesn't happen. But this would be a better spot regardless, especially for what I want to do at the back. I'm going to use this light that my mom and dad got me for Christmas to illuminate this area, but it's kind of dark in the garage here. But as I mentioned, I have been in the van for over 2 years, and I said that I've learned a few things. And the main thing. Yes, I want to get the fridge moved. Yes, I want to free up that space between the seats. And yes, I really want to reduce just the amount of stuff that I have in the van. There was one of my subscribers very early on said, if you don't use something in 6 months, you don't need it. And I agree with that. And there's a lot of stuff in Lucky that I've definitely had for longer than 6 months that could go. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What I'm actually talking about that is sort of like spurring, and this is one thing that will get done. Like other stuff, you know what? This is all just me thinking out loud, really. Spitballing ideas, maybe just for myself, maybe for somebody who might find the information useful. I'm just yapping for those that want to hang out with me, which, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. All of that might not happen. What I absolutely 100% will do while I'm here is redesign my bed platform. Now, the bed itself, the platform is on 500-pound drawer slides, so it can actually hang on before I open that, you can see, right? Shown this off before, but just in case, it slides in and out. Primarily, it's out and in bed formation. And this has been fine. The dimensions are wonky. It's not an actual mattress. I think it's like 70 by 48. Actually, I really want to know what this is. Hang on. I know it's 48 side to side, wheel well to wheel well. But this, I was going back and forth in my brain the other day. I can't quite remember. I should know because I just had a mattress made, but they had the dimensions on file. So it's actually 72. So it's a perfect 6 feet long this way. So 72 by 48. And that has been more or less fine for me. I'm a little bit taller than 6 foot, so I'm never sleeping completely this way on the bed. But it's not the most comfortable when I'm camping with my little girl, and I was going back and forth and trying to come up with ideas of how I could create like a separate sleeping area, like out of like a dinette or something that I could put where those 3 drawers are. But then again, my fridge would have to be between the seats and spiral. I'm just going to make the bed platform bigger. I talked about this on a live stream not too long ago. This is where Penny's litter box normally goes, in this little cubby that I built out here with my buddy Mike. That's the brake controller for Grace. Got to get that out of there. But it stops the bed from going any further. Well, I mean, I built the bed to go no further than this, right? So this would have to be the first thing that comes out. If you look through here, you can see, so we take this out, we now have the wheel well box right there, which is that little bit of storage on the side. So I've got a choice to make. Either I leave this wheel well box the height it is, which is obviously higher than the bed, and so the bed could only go out that much further, which I did do measurements on that live stream. It's 10 inches more that I would gain on the bed. Or I hack this wheel well box down so that it's the same height as this wheel well box, and it can then be underneath the bed. And I would gain in total 22 inches that way. So almost 2 feet, which, if I'm being honest, is probably the direction I'm leaning towards. It would be nice to potentially sleep wheel well to wheel well. I would never be able to sleep completely straight out with my feet here and my head there. I know this because I attempted that before I started building the van way back in the day, and I'm just too tall for that. However, with as much square footage as I have, I could then sleep on a little bit more of a diagonal. And then if I do some camping with my little girl until, well, she's the age that she currently is, we would have almost a queen bed, because then it would be, let's do some fast math. 48 plus 22 is 70. So it would be a 70 by 72. It's still a weird measurement, but that's a lot more space. Of course, that creates some other problems. Close that up. Everything in my van build, I kind of built it onto itself, right? So this wheel well box went in, and then I was able to put this cabinetry here. So I'm actually not even 100% sure how this is all connected under here, but first step, in here is my diesel heater. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, this thing is an absolute pain to get at when it needs to be serviced. The entire bed has to be basically removed from the van in order for me to get that, right? All the bedding goes to the front, the pillows go to the front or into the Jeep, the bed gets collapsed, and then the mattress gets folded up and put on top of here, just so I have this space to work in. I told myself when I was installing my diesel heater way back in the day that that was the only place it could go. I would need to prove to myself that that is not the case, because it would be far better suited if this was the chuck out of there and maybe over in this area, like inside the water station, or replaces the water station. I just don't know. I mean, some people put them underneath their passenger seats. I suppose that's an option. However, putting it underneath the passenger seat means I got to take the passenger seat out if I want to get at it as well. And I'm just so sick of small, tight, crammed quarters when it comes to dealing with this stuff. That's a big thing I've learned over the last 2 years. The light's causing all sorts of shadows in here. So for now, let's just put this door back on the diesel heater and look at the rest of this situation. So yeah, I'm for sure removing this, because I definitely want to at the very least gain those 10 inches on the bed. So maybe we start with that. This is a perfect example of stuff that I just let kind of sort of get cluttered up over time. This 3-banger back here, I think I mentioned it in a previous video where I was like, I'd rather be putting my socks and my underwear in there. That's why I got rid of that little like collapsible soft shell shelf unit that I had here. But if this is coming out, that's going to have to go as well, especially if I decide to have the bed go all the way to the wall. There won't be any room for that, and that is a-okay. That gives me inspiration to get into these drawers and get rid of what I don't need. Something I really don't do enough of. Ooh, that's bright. Put that over there. One thing that will kind of suck, again, I was talking about it in the previous videos, that I wanted to regain this wheel well box for storage. I had my EcoFlow up here, I had that hanging shelf, and it made it really difficult to get into this wheel well box, which I'm really proud of. I built this with my buddy, and it's been a great little sort of storage area. Unfortunately, the diesel heater ducting runs through it. That's another thing that's kind of annoying, and I always find that it's coming loose and whatnot, so getting in there just to tighten the like this stuff, the tube onto the plastic bit when it comes apart on the inside, it's annoying. That's kind of off topic though, because if I have the bed go all the way to the wall, I will be losing that ease of access when it comes to this wheel well box. It will then have to become seasonal storage just like the other side, because you're not going to want to be accessing it on the daily. But one thing that sort of like came to my mind last night is, instead of using this wheel well box as daily storage, if I have the bed go all the way to the wall, is that the bed was out here, and actually remember even further, so all the way there, I would have to already put like some sort of support beam in the middle for the larger side of the bed on this side, and then I could put in a drawer that would come out here, and I was on Amazon looking at like heavy duty drawer slides, the same ones that the bed is on, which is these guys right here. Unfortunately, these are only 24-inch drawer slides, so I'd only have that much if I wanted to put a little drawer here. But if I wanted like it even more, because you got to remember, 72 inches, the biggest drawer slides I could find were 60 inches. I could then, in theory, have a 60-inch drawer that comes out here. And then that would kind of make up for the lack of storage in the wheel well box. Not storage that I could easily access like in the middle of the night or anything, obviously, but still. It could be a good place for extra jackets, pots and pans, stuff that I don't need every single day, but easy enough to get at by just opening up the back doors. Lots to think about. I definitely don't think I want to tackle my electrical right now. Like it's functioning, it's working, there's no problems. If I start tearing stuff out and it comes to pass that I do need to sort of address it, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, I would like to leave all of this here and the bare bones framework that I already have and just build off of that. I think the first step for this bed is going to be getting these pieces of plywood out. We'll put them aside, use them for future stuff that I might need to build in the van. Maybe even one of these could be the base of this drawer, right? And then I'll get new pieces, and hopefully I can still use the piano hinge. I should be able to reuse that so that I can still do this, but on a larger scale. So what we would have to imagine is loud noises. This maybe effectively moves to about here. Or actually, well, whatever half of 70 is, 35, right? Because if it's 70 inches this way, at 35, we put that hinge right in the middle. And then this side can open when need be, and as can this side. Of course, at that point, you then have to concern yourself with, will this side be able to open if this hanging shelf stays here? And I can tell you right now, this hanging shelf is 100% staying. That is something that I'm probably the most proud of. I remember this, it was a camping trip with Lindsay and Sadie. We were at Jarvis Bay. That's where I built this. And then I put on the finishing touches when I got back to Calgary at the end of that weekend. And just the fact that it all still functions, it's hanging, it's perfect for my clothing, and they still look neat and tidy. Plus, they've got gifts from my subscribers on them. That, and of course, Penny's Cat Loft. This part of the build, not going anywhere. It's a little nerve-wracking too, as much as I want to do it, and I am excited by this this whole endeavor. It's still nerve-wracking because right now the van itself is very functional. I can just throw everything back in and be on my way, and no problem. Diesel heater probably give me a bit of trouble next year, of course, as it does, but it's hard for me to come to terms with just doing it, because once you start it, that's it, you got to do it, more or less. So, but I think small steps will be the way to go. I think I'm just going to take this out first. That was a camera mount. I think I'll just take this out first just to get the ball rolling. And then we'll look at actually taking this box apart. That's going to be, as soon as I take this box out, that's it. Penny's litter box is getting moved, which means all of that is eventually coming tumbling down. Scared? Of course, another option with this whole wheel well box is I don't necessarily need that to be storage under there. Again, I'm really proud of the box because it's nice and functional. We'll just put that lift on it, or the what do you call it? Hinge? No. Nay. Strut. That's the word I was looking for. Just put that strut on there. But it might be more trouble than it's worth to try to keep it, because in my brain, I'm like, oh, I can remove it from where it's mounted to the wall, and then we could just take a bandsaw and shorten it down. But I don't know if that would be a good or bad thing. Now, where is my impact driver? Uh-oh, where did it go? Tools? Tools? Where are you? I've got your bits. Where's the actual zippy zap? All right, I'm gonna need a minute. Oh, wait, hang on. I just had an epiphany. Is it actually... Is it out here on my dad's shelf? Man, hasn't snowed out here the entire time I've been out there. First day. Of course, I'm a little sick. There's my jigsaw, so that's great. Oh, there it is. Hi, Grace. All right. Oh boy. What does they say? Every journey begins with a single step. Journey meets single step. We got Phillips and we got Robertson. What was I thinking? 1, 2, and switch. Okay. I think there's one more bracket actually on the inside of the van. I can take these ones off. There we go. It shouldn't quite be free yet. That means there's probably one. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, there it is. It's way back there. Wonder how many times I'm gonna curse myself throughout all of this for the way I did things. Come here. There we go. All right, now this guy should come right out. Oh, there you are. First piece of lucky removed. I gotta go through these drawers though. They are chock full of all sorts of stuff. Here we go. There's the first step. This little notch box that I made. It's, again, you can also see it has a joint here that I put together with construction adhesive to make the actual length that I needed. And that was from leftover entertainment systems or IKEA. You can see the black from the IKEA dresser here, and then the gray that I did on this side. Cute. And then here, this top one is a dynamite resistance. It's all extra cables. I need to go through that. And we got, oh, I was already trying to put my sockies in here. Uh-oh. Well, who knows? Maybe there'll be a spot to put this once the build is done. What if I could hang it from the... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is how my brain works. All right, got one drawer cleared out, and that's good because now I have a place to put all of the brackets and screws that are coming out to take things apart. Hardware like that, not cheap. So if I can save as much of it as possible, like once I start taking all of these little screws out, although, no, they should still come out. But for those that haven't been around here since the beginning or haven't gone back and watched my chapter 1 videos that include the entire van build, construction adhesive was my godsend. And this whole build is basically held together with PL, Max, whatever. And you know what? Nothing's really fallen apart in over 2 years, so probably have to buy more of that. All right, so on the underside here, you can actually see I used a little piece of thin, probably MDF board to hold that seam together on the two pieces of the dresser. I got my motion light down here for Penny, so she doesn't have to poop in the dark, because who likes doing that? This is actually an old mount from the original light that I had in here, which was just real good quality. It probably came from a dollar store. And then we got a bracket here that's actually holding this box to the wood that I sort of framed Lucky up with. So, and then I can see right there, those are going into the wheel well box. So my goal right now, slide this bed back a bit. I just want to get this frame off. Let's do it. All right, so now things are gonna get a little bit more tricky and we'll see what we're dealing with. So that black square right there, there were 4 screws going through that into the wheel well box, which kind of acted as a mount or a brace for this box to the rest of the build, right? Well, in between there, down here, below the lid, construction adhesive. That's that sort of like beigey gray crap you can see there. The screws are out. Now we're gonna find out how hard it is to separate that. Maybe a large screwdriver. Pry bar of some sort. Isn't exactly the biggest screwdriver, but let's see here. Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah, a little spacer in there, that's right. Oh, there we go. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. That came right apart. Nice. Now, it's still attached at the bottom here. Wiggle this, kind of see how it wants to separate. That's gonna be these screws right there. Those are all the same size Robertsons. Ooh, they're long. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. But we can't have nice things. 4. You always take them apart. Save those. These big long screws are great. All right, well, you got to commit. There we go. Oh, that came right out of Lucky. Ooh, oh, there's still 2 more screws in there. That's why. Wait a second, what? How the hell did I build this? Oh, I stayed the badoo-boo. Oh, crazy, there were screws in there. Yeah, that never would have come out easily. That's crazy. Well, let's save the motion sensor light. I wonder if I can get the magnet strip off. Where's that screwdriver? Oh yeah, no problem. Boop, right out. Some new 3M tape, and it'll be good to go. For now, thank you for your service, Motion Light. Bye-bye. There's the first chunk out. We're gonna put this over here, I guess. We're gonna need a workbench. Yikes. And there's our first step. Oh boy. Well, I definitely need to go inside and take a little bit of a rest. As I said, I don't want to make myself any sicker. I do want to focus on getting better. So I'm going to poke here for another minute and go inside and probably have some fluids. Oh yeah, I feel a little bit better. Taking a lot of vitamin C and zinc for my throat and gargling with salt water. Penny's got her secondary litter box back. Sheba is curled up in her bed. It is still very much snowing out here, which is yikes, but this is why we have the Irish Pirate Queen. Normally I wouldn't be going out in this because, you know, why bother? However, I'm on a little bit of a egg kick right now, and my brother does have some nice farm fresh eggs for me, but I'm not going to see him for a couple more days. And I'm down to 4 hard-boiled eggs, which is a tragedy. So let's see how Grace handles the roads and rip into the store. Let's see here. Ooh, the roads are slippery as heck. Grace is a little squirrely too. This is the kind of stuff that you worry about when you got to make trips back over the Rogers Pass when the weather gets like this. Obviously, I'm just in too high right now though, so we shouldn't have any problems. Slamming into 4x4 if need be. My hat is all sorts of crooked. That's not, yikes. Here we go, let's see. Oh yeah, once it clears, she fine. Well, beep beep, I'm in a Jeep. To remember to put the snow brush from Lucky into Grace before I head back to Calgary. I don't know if it's supposed to snow while I'm there, but there's nothing in Grace right now. Yikes. It's really good snowball snow though. Right on the new windshield. Not so bad. Nice easy rip into town. Green, red onion. What's the matter with me? I've been turning my eggs into egg salad dishes, and that's kind of been my meals while I'm out here, which is really nice. Without the bread, just eat the egg salad out of the bowl. It's not pretty, but it don't need to be. Just get it in you. So that will be the plan for tonight as well. All right. Back to the homestead in our very subtly colored whip. Oh, it's shades of chapter 1. It's also just shades of everyday life with how messy it is in here. Look at this. Who's wearing her boots in the house? My goodness. Just so now I got that out at the back there, right? And it was very much attached to that side of the wheel well box. And I was sort of looking around here, figuring out, because I want to get the wheel well box out, right? Because if the bed's going to extend, it's going to have to go. I mean, so is all of this stuff eventually. I got to start with this little support wall here. It's You can see those screws right there and the dirty schmutz, pardon my dust. Those screws got to come out, and that thing is attached, I don't even know, underneath. It's holding up this, right? And I was trying to see, again, it's all connected. Like, as soon as I take that out, there's not going to be any support, I don't think, for this side of this cupboard here. So, that's interesting. I wonder if I'd be able to brace this. Let's get this out of here. What is this? Oh, the switch plug. No more bungee cords. Stuff this in the hole. Stuff it in there. This self-tapper, come here. That's a decent sized self-tapper. Yeah, but I wonder if brackets from here to the wall would help. No, I just got a bunch of brackets. Maybe even something like this. It's funny, because I just, I don't quite know or remember how this all worked. But if we come down here and look around the diesel heater, we can see there's a lot of sort of support walls and whatnot, like back here with this bracket there, and those two brackets up there. I mean, this shelf where this 3-banger is, that's going to have to go. Get the bed going to come all the way out there and all the way in there. There's like a little cubby underneath here. That's not so bad. But I think this wall below Tweety will have to go. And it just seems like, again, on the other side, if I remove this wall, what's supporting this part? What do I do up here behind the TV? Yeah, we got one little bracket right there. I don't think that's gonna hold it up. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, I gotta get rid of this fire extinguisher too. Is it all sorts of expired AF? Let's just pull that out now. Lots to think about, lots to do. My son, what have you done? Where else is it attached? Oh, I bet you there's one on the inside. Pull these drawers out. This drawer down here is my subscriber drawer. It's where all the letters and cards that have been sent to me by subscribers have been living. I gotta find a better solution for this as well. I've been meaning to make a scrapbook. Of course, obviously I have not gotten around to that yet. Oh, right into the side there. So right over here, we got these screws, one here, one at the, two at the back, one up there, one down there. They're attached to this. There's one. How did I get this in here? Really? Oh yeah, probably like this. Thread the needle. One. And two. Okay, this guy is, I think this guy's free. Yep. And the second 3-banger is out. Oh, my little girl's calling. Hang on. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I removed some of the brackets, well, all of the brackets that were holding that plastic 3-banger shelf in, and I put another one up here now as well. My tripod keeps magnetizing. The other ones, there's my little collection of screws that have been removed so far. That should be pretty good. The Scentsy thing is still smelling like leather. Ah, delicious. Sure. And now what I need to do is come down here and we're going to remove all of these screws that are holding this support wall into the wheel well box. And then after that, we'd be able to remove the support brackets that are holding the bottom shelf up. Oh, it's all gonna come tumbling down. I'm probably gonna have to put more brackets on the other side once I go to remove this wall, but one wall at a time. All the screws are out and that wall has not moved at all, so we definitely have another case of construction adhesive here, I believe. Plus it's also, oh, there's also a screw up here. I don't know if I'm able to get that out with my drill. Hang on. Ooh, probably, well, that's not gonna work. How the hell did I get that in there? Super curious. But first things first, I need my miniature pry bar. Okay, I just want to see if this comes away from this at all. Oh, wait a second. Those screws aren't through that on the bottom, are they? There's no screws underneath there, is there? No. Okay, well then you should, what are you doing? What are you doing, you punk you? There we go. Oh boy. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance. Okay, so I got that separated from the wheel well, but, oh no, it's just moving. The shelf's staying up. Oh, I can knock it right out. Not, oh, they're gone. Good Lord, man. 3 screws. So I obviously put those in to that before I put this top part on because the screws are perfectly aligned with this top part. Great. Now I'm gonna have to grind those down. Unbelievable. Ah, I could put brackets under here from there to there. I could even get like big ass brackets that come out here and hold it up if I want to keep it. I mean, it's so far, oh no, it's pretty loose. I'm definitely gonna need something. I have a feeling as soon as I remove this wall, this whole thing may come down. I don't think, oh, well, I could put up here and hold it in there. Oh, that's a good idea. So this is kind of how it was when I was putting this thing up, is I was finding places where screws would grab onto and hold stuff up. Right now, I need one right here at the top. If I can get something to, oh, hang on, open this up. Bloody Dixons everywhere. See, the problem is, this is only like 1/4 inch MDF board, this paneling here. So if going from this nice thick piece of wood into that isn't exactly the most stable. Oh, but we have, hang on, hold the phone. See, this is what makes it really like chapter 1. If I took something like this as an example, I'm not going to use this exactly because it's too big. But what I can do is shove this in here past the shirts and then have it go back and line up with this. Zip, zip. And then the shelf would actually hold that up. That would work. This is starting to sound like a future Matthew problem, though. It's only one side that's going to be supporting it. Oh boy, plus the TV's on this damn thing. It ain't light. And the more I sit here and look at this entire situation, as great as it is with this whole like door and cubby up there, maybe this whole thing just needs to come out. I mean, I don't know, because the bed edge is here. So it's going to come and it's going to go all the way back here. And then there's going to be this hanging and the mattress is actually going to be cornered over there. That's weird, right? My house is in shambles. It's just a little nerve-wracking. I think it's probably time to call it for today. Yikes! Well, I guess we have officially taken that single step and broken ground on whatever this is going to be. It's almost a little bit more daunting in appearance at first glance because there's so much already in Lucky. Before it was a blank canvas. Now I'm like recreating a painting that already exists. It'll be fun. I spent a lot of time talking and going back and forth about Lucky 2.0 and what that next rig would be, whether it would be a Mercedes Sprinter, a high top van, a truck camper, a trailer, whatever, right? I never actually thought for a second that Lucky 2.0 could literally be Lucky version 2.0. Same van, completely different inside. Well, maybe not completely different, but yeah, it's pretty official. And don't get me wrong, I do want something like that. My mind is set on a camper, probably. It's set, probably. Welcome to my brain. Although I think I finally found a way to make a Toyota Tundra work with a truck camper, with one of those scout campers, but I digress. That is way far into the future. For now, we're just going to focus on making Lucky 2.0 as comfy and as cozy and as efficient as possible. These are all the books that were hidden behind that 3-banger. That's got to be like 10 pounds right there, man. Anyway, I'm going to go inside, whip up some egg salad minus the bread, and until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, and remember, only dead fish go with the flow.